What up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is a Sunday Night Football review video for you all today. And yeah, as much as I don't want to talk high praising about these guys that won tonight, but like considering they're the I'll say the arch playoff competitors against my boys, them Chiefs. And speaking of them, they will be playing next week on Sunday Night Football, which I will call the actions when they play against the Los Angeles Chargers. It's going to be my boy Patrick Mahomes taking on Justin Herbert. And who do you think's going to win? And they're going to be an Arrowhead, which that's going to make it double, fantastic. Because, I'm not sure if we ever talked about Sunday Night Football in Arrowhead yet. I'll say we talked about it on Thursday Night Football and my Monday Night Football review video. But this is the first time of the season they will have Sunday Night Football be hosted in Arrowhead. I'm so hyped about that. And you'll probably see me next week be wearing red in the kingdom, like my boy Tech says when he performs that song, "Welcome to the Red Kingdom." But unfortunately, I'm wearing this right now. And maybe it's a good thing I'm not wearing the red for the other team because it reminds me of the $1 million wrestler. That's worth $1 million, if not 900,000. Which she got a victory. I'm gonna give her congratulations on that. But unfortunately, her man couldn't do the same tonight. So I'm gonna start things off with the Buffalo Bills. Not Buffalo Bills. It was what's their names? It was what's their names? It was it was what's their names that kicked the ball, but there was a flag on the play, but it was really nothing, and it was San Francisco then going for a kick right onto them to Buffalo. This is where we saw what's their names? Buffalo didn't start with Josh Allen. I'm not sure if I should talk much about him, but I admit they did a pretty great job on tonight's game by looking more dominant in their own stadium and not embarrassing themselves. And then let's say they finally clinched the AFC East division, and got a spot in the playoffs, probably in the second seed, and this in their fifth consecutive time, but I'm not going to get into that until later on in the video. This is where we got Josh Allen and pass the ball to who was it? Davis. It was Davis, but he only got a gain of a couple, about maybe a yard actually. It was a second and 9. This is where he lined up all the receivers wide out. This is where we got Mr. Joshua Allen. Then was 177, 178. I said a hut. 197 hike. This is where he snapped the ball. This is where he tried to go for a throw. This is where he runs steps right into the right side, threw it away to the right side, which he knew he got a first down with Shakir, when they were throwing it right at them at the 30. But this is where it was incomplete, 3rd and 9. They had to go for a third down conversion since those 2 attempts on the first and second down mark did not have them cross the line of scrimmage. This is where then we got what's his name? Josh Allen then snap 188, 180. I said hike. You snap way back about 10 yards. This is where he goes for a throw onto Shakir, but there was an incomplete pass. And also a flag on the play when it was confirmed. But this is where it was a pass interference penalty on the defense on number 0 of San Francisco. And this is where But it was it was on. Oh no, it was Ward. It was number 7. What's his name? Shadarius Ward. Yeah, a former Chief corner. Which I still think he should have stayed on the Chiefs. Well, maybe it's because maybe the Chiefs couldn't afford him, and they were trying to find new guys that could that they could make it more breath of a fresh air to give the players that not really having that much fun and on the Chiefs, with them want to move on to another team, maybe that could be the reason why he didn't move on to the 49ers, which at the same time I just don't know why about that, because the 49ers, especially compared to the Chiefs, not the best team in the NFL. Maybe that's what they try to go there to make the difference. But guess who? When he won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs, guess who he beaten in order to be a Super Bowl champion? Yeah, you guessed it, the team that he's currently being on right now. This is where we got Josh Allen. Then snap another ball, pass it to what's his name to Cook, James Cook, that's what his name is. The running back number 4, James Cook. This is where he got a gain of a 1. This is where it's like 3rd and 1 now. This is where then Josh Allen go for a quarterback sneak on the next play, getting second consecutive third down conversion. This is where we got what else happened? Josh Allen then snaps the ball. This is where then he tried to go for a throw. He throws it to what's his name? What was it? It was a first down to what's his name? It was their tight end number 85 and what's his name? Morris. Isn't that like to the tight end Morris, like number 85 with no defender man couldn't be able to stop Josh Allen from throwing the ball, not even Nick Bosa himself, which that was starting to look like a problem for the 49ers where we got what's his name? Josh Allen gave it to what's his name to That's where then we got what's his name? James Cook trying to go for a run, but this is where we got Devon Drake Campbell, if I'm mistaken, that's his name. The linebacker, the former Packers that came for the stop and they made him lose a yard, I believe. No, 4 yards actually, because it's 2nd and 14. The beginning of the first down, they made the running back lose 4 yards with some very great defense from the 49ers. And I'll say that's the only time I give him kudos to. But it's where Shakir got like only a gain of how many? It was like 3rd down, so probably about a short of a yard. So I'll say it was at 9. So I'll say 8. It was like a gain of 6. Yeah, a gain of 6 is where it was at the 34, like at the 49ers 34. This is where we got Allen trying to go for a run, but it's where Campbell stops him, like yet again, like stopping somebody running to get a first down, just like he did to his running back James Cook. This is where the Devon Drake Campbell then brought him down. This is where it was. But it's where he managed to cross the line and got exactly what they needed, the first down. That's where we got. This is where we got what's his name? This is where we got James Cook didn't try to come in, but it's where Mustafa came in and tackled him down, stopping him from any running more plays. But yeah, they got like half a first at 5 yards. This is where we got what's his name? Josh Allen starts shouting 211, 211, and then 213, like 218 down, 280 hike. This is where he flips it right on to Johnson, but it's where Campbell stops him. But he goes to the left side. Yeah, Campbell, I hope he got a raise or some kind of an award, like some kind of a like who got the most highlights of the night on the 49ers side. Hopefully he gets some kind of award out of this because he was playing his rear end off. Too bad the rest of the defense wasn't chipping in and helping him out. But it's where they gained about an extra 4 yards. Is where it was 3rd and 1 at this point. This is where they're about to get their 4th consecutive third down conversion. At this point, this is where that's I was like, okay. At 1-3, I'll take a hike, and then it's where they passed it to Sam Cook. Oh, I forgot to tell you, assassinators. We got the 49ers got the ball after. No, I forgot the 49ers. They got the ball. That's where they did a pretty cool, impressive run. I forgot to tell you, assassinators. Like with Christian McCaffrey, and then he threw a pass to George Kittle. They got him but they couldn't get more first downs when they were like near the 30. Like, so they had to kick a field goal. This was 3-0. This is where we got. This is where we got. This is where we got Johnson and ran it all the way to the 8th now. Like, and he got first down and more. That's where, like, But that's where Isaac Yadam stopped him like from getting more yards, or else he would have already got in the end zone and got a touchdown. That's where then we got Josh Allen looked like he was about to throw at this point, but surprisingly he didn't. Like he really gone through with a generic play of a pass. That's where he passed it to. Who was it? It was Johnson, which he made the do a, what's that called? What do like a little steamroll right into the end zone, just flying and doing that little side spin, and he got in the end zone, touchdown, Buffalo Bills. And this where yeah, they were 7-3 now, like before the end of the first quarter, and then it was pretty much the end of the first quarter. It was 7-3 if I'm mistaken. Like on this end of the first quarter, this is where we got Buffalo Bills and kick it right back to what's their names, the San Francisco 49ers. This is where we finally saw them got the ball. This is where they try to go answer back like for go for like what's that trying to get some first downs. This is where we got what was it? It was This is where we got Brock Purdy. Like, all right, 113, 119. And this is where then he nearly got sacked by one of Buffalo's linebacker, but luckily, like he spun around right on time, or else he would have gotten pancaked. This is where then he ran to the right side. This is where we got Brock Purdy just went for it, and he's like, oh, what the heck? This is where then but he roughly got a gain of 3 yards from this run. It was 2nd and 7. I was like, what was the flipping point? But at least he got more. I rather got yards rather than losing him. So I guess there is a positive rather than a negative, more than a bank account balance. This is where we got what's his name. This is where we got what's his name. This is where we got what's his name. Brock Purdy passed it to Christian McCaffrey, which I was impressed. He got like at least like over 20-yard run. Like nearly taking it to the house. Like when he was right at the 30-yard line, but this way. No, I think you're like near the 40, so it's like a little bit over 10 yards. This is where he was right at the 30. He just ran almost like 2 first downs in the 1 2-for-1 deal. This is where then we got Brock Purdy like fake passed it to what's his name to Debo Samuel, but this is where he tried to pass it to Jordan Mason, but he gets stopped by the defense on Buffalo. It was it was a Sewell Douglas that stopped him, which I assumed that he was a safety. This is where he made him lose a 5 yards like that they just gained. This is where then we got going back to the like the 45, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, I know for 35 what I'm talking about. They passed enemy territory, and then in the Buffalo yard line is where they lost about 4 yards actually. Like this where it was 2nd and 14. That's where then we got Josh Allen, then not Josh Allen, Brock Purdy, then try to go for a throw, but it's where he's like, I did try to go for a run, but he ends up throwing it anyways. That's where he tried to throw, but that's where it was an interception by who was it, DeMar Hamlin? It was DeMar Hamlin, like, and yeah, and kudos to him. Like, I'm glad that he's getting to play football again because there was times that it looked like he probably would never do so, given from a couple years ago when he got hit right into the chest by a receiver's helmet, like on the Cincinnati Bengals. And there's something bad about Cincinnati. Like, it seems like whoever goes to the city, something bad happens to them. That's why I say, like, it did something in the water, which I think it's they're using some cleaning fluids and some toxic waste, like mixing it into their drinking water or something, because it seems like something's not right. Like whether if it's mentally or spiritually, like there's nothing not quite right. If you ask me of anything of the sort. But yeah, but I'm glad to see him again, and it's probably because he's not in Cincinnati. Hopefully, he don't have to play in that horrible city ever again, which I think that was not the case, which I hope that stays that way for many more years to come. But I think they're going to eventually have to go there, probably in the next 8 years, or no, 6 years, actually. I'll say, like, when the last time they played against them, which I would say go back to, I'll say maybe not until the next 2 years, unless it's 6 years, I guess. Or no, that's 6 years. 2 years or 4 years, I should say, or 5 years or something like that. Hopefully that's the case. But I think it'll be later on more than earlier, but hopefully it'll be more. I hope it'll be more later than sooner than the next time they play against him. But this is where we got it. That's where then we got explain what's the penalty on, and it was exactly on Damar Hamlin on pass interference, and this is where like the ball placed in the spot of the foul. This is where But yeah, but it was some good defense from Damar Hamlin. I gotta admit, I was say he's probably like my only favorite player on the Buffalo Bills, which I wish that he's on the Chiefs. Like he should be a corner on the Kansas City Chiefs, on my opinion, or safety, whatever position he is in the defense. But it's where we got Brock Purdy then passed to McCaffrey, but he slipped on the snow. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, he's not too used to this weather because it rarely snows in San Francisco. So yeah, like he's messing up very bad. That was probably San Francisco 49ers general downfall, like why they couldn't keep up with the Buffalo Bills that are used to the snow, just like if they're Green Bay or the Chiefs or even who else in Minnesota Vikings. But it's where there was a delay of game penalty after that. This is where like they got pushed 5 yards and a replay of third down after an incomplete pass is where, or no, let's take third down, second down is where, or 10-yard penalty, which it was like second and 20. This is where then he tried to throw it to Debo Samuel. This is where then he only got like a gain of, I'll say about uh only got a gain of, I'll say 6 if I'm mistaken. Is where it was third and 14 with Brock Purdy snapping the ball. Is where then he tried to pass it to Mason, was it? Yeah, this is where Jordan Mason only got like a few yards, like a gain of, I'll say 6. Yeah, it was like a gain of 6. This is where we saw they brought the field goal unit out there. This is where they go for a kick. But unfortunately it went way to the left, like missing just a little bit to the left side of the uprights, and no good. And this is where Buffalo started right at that yard line, like where what the where Cincinnati, not Cincinnati, San Francisco was located. Is where and where then excuse me, my bad. Just a little exhausted, but I still not gonna let this slow me down to you gotta slow me down from doing this video, and I apologize about if I'm too enthusiastic, but I'll say maybe it's not my type of game, but still I'm gonna be a professional. Just talk about what happened next. With Josh Allen only took him one play, trying to still continue to compete with my boy Patrick Mahomes, but then passing it to James Cook. They'll run all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. Which how many yards was it? It was again sliding right. It was a 60-yard run, yeah. With them like was right at like near the 30, was it? Yeah, they were like near the 30, and they ran it right past the enemy territory and then all the way to the end zone for a second touchdown, making the score 14-3. That's where then they started playing that very catchy song that's on that Monopoly commercial with Keke Palmer, Chris Pratt, and Jason Momoa, along with the mayor of Monopoly, where it was like, "Give it to me, babe, give it to me, babe." Yeah, that old school song, which I believe my parents and even my grandparents would name exactly what that particular song is by the particular musician that musician and the singer that plays in that song. But moving on, we see Buffalo send it right, kick it right back to what's their names, San Francisco. This is where they decide I think they went for a run for it. This is where they got. Your best win by Debo Samuel running it, but this is where he roughly ran a little bit over first down. This is where they showed like the Buffalo Bills been doing good like this since 2020, and even that's when they still. That's where wasn't Josh Allen. They consecutively keep taking the Buffalo Bills to the AFC East Championship and also taking them to the playoffs since then. Well, actually, he's been taking them to the playoffs since 2019-2020 season. But anyway, this is where we got Brock Purdy then. And try to go for a miracle play, like when they're passing it to to Mason, which he was the substitute for what's his name to he was a substitute for what's his name to he was the substitute for what's his name Christian McCaffrey, because I think when he slid on the snow, I think he must have injured his leg, like because it looked like he fell pretty awkwardly painful. And this is where we got Mason only got a gain of, I'll say, about 4 yards. This is where he goes for a quick throw right to Debo Samuel, but this is where he hardly got like a gain of 1 or 2. That's where the injury report for what's his name to Christian McCaffrey was a knee injury, and I want to wish all my positivity and the best of luck in for Christian McCaffrey at this very unfortunate time. That's where we got Brock Purdy then was getting ready with his team by go for a third down conversion, like, and try to successfully do it with him. Like, say, like, all right, 113. I say, I just went past the Mason, which he got a first down. He probably got an extra 2 yards on the play. That's where they put Jordan Mason on the sideline, give him a little bit of a break. I think that's when they put in, what's his name? Isaac Guerrero, the third string running back, which he has the number 31 jersey, which I believe that's what Monster used to have. Now he's on Miami with that number, but it's where he didn't really win nowhere. This is where it was 2nd and 10. That's where then what's his name? Kyle Shannon was like, all right, like that, like no big deal. Like just move on to the next play and see if that's gonna be working, which that's plan B. This is where we got Brock Purdy didn't go for a throw. That's where he tried to run for it, but he ends up getting sacked. But Von Miller, that's who it was, the legendary 2-time Super Bowl champion, like the GOAT linebacker, like from the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Rams. Kudos to him. And yeah, Von Miller brought down Brock Purdy before he could even throw it away to sack him. This is where he bragged on to him, saying like, "I'm a 2-time Super Bowl champion, and you couldn't even win your first Super Bowl appearance like last season." And this is where I was like, that's messed up. Like, yeah, give the rookie a break. But it's where like it was they lost, like probably lost a couple of yards on the play. No, actually he only gained a yard on the play, actually. This is where we got Brock Purdy go for a throw. But don't understand why he couldn't just find an intended receiver, but he ends up getting sacked. But Greg Russo, I believe that's what his name is. Greg Russo. It's like and he, this is where they did lose some yards on the second straight sack. And I'm like, why is he allowing these linebackers to sack him? Like, guys don't get Brock Purdy. Like, no wonder he couldn't win a Super Bowl. Well, other reason because my boys that are back-to-back champs, not to brag, but the title that's been stolen from us is by not San Francisco, Buffalo, with them getting a win out of us this year. But no worries, in the playoffs, they will get their just desserts and they will get theirs. Like, just a matter of time. Someone tells me he's going to be in the AFC Championship game in Arrowhead. Like, we're just going to have to wait and see. It's probably going to be like 2020, 2021 all over again. But moving on, we got what's his name? San Francisco sent Buffalo the ball to Buffalo over at the 3-yard line, if I'm mistaken, or the 5-yard line. I think it was at their own 5-yard line. Josh Allen was in the end zone. He nearly got sacked, but this is where he found his tight end, like an intended receiver. It was who was it? It was number 88. Who's number 88? Josh Allen. Then he snaps it, throws it away when he step out of bounds. Knox, yeah, this was Dawson Knox. That's what his name is. He threw it to Dawson Knox right, and he ran it for a good pickup of 39 yards, like at the 34 yard, or not 34. It was a pickup at. It was at the 39, but he got the 39-yard line, but he got a pickup of 34 yards, because they were at the 5-yard line, so yeah, that made sense. Like they got that many yards, like in that play is where they call a timeout because it's the middle of the second quarter. Like, you got to make some good game-changing decisions to remain into the lead. But where but next off we got who else? Anyway, we Pat Edward then we got Josh Allen, then passed it to James Cook again. And this where he got a first down. This is running right through the road at the 48-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. They said, yeah, the 48-yard line, which he got right exactly at the 39, making it a 10-yard play, like with them getting the first down. This is where we got Josh Allen to go for a throw. This is where he passed it to Amari Cooper, which he got like a gain of, I'll say, maybe 6, maybe 7. But moving on to that play, let's see what Josh Allen also did. It was that's where it eventually then this is where they got at the first and goal line, like past the 10. This is where it was first and goal. Like Josh Allen then passed it to, who was it? It was at 2nd and 4. At Cooper picked up. He fake passed it to James Cook, which he took him there. This is where they were trying to go right past the Cooks, but he gets stopped by San Francisco defense, make it 2nd and goal. This is where they try to go for a second attempt and try to go for a throw, but he was under pressure. This is where then we got let's see what happened next. This is where it was 3rd and goal, and you know what kind of plays they be doing on 3rd and 4th down conversions. This is where then we got Josh Allen. After they got denied from let's say a touchdown into the right side, right out to his tight end number 84. I'm probably gonna figure that out later on. But what was the most important part, like when Josh Allen was about to do, let him snap the ball. That's where John C his intended receiver, but he didn't throw it to the right side. That's where he threw it right on to Matt Collins. Matt Collins was in the right side. He caught it right into the Matt Collins then caught it right into the right side before going out of bounds. Touchdown, Buffalo, making this 21-3. Like if the Chiefs were playing against the what's it called, Tennessee Titans in the first half onto the 2017-2018 playoffs. But this is where, once they got the touchdown and the extra point, making it 21 the 3, this is where then he kicked it right back to what's his name? This is where he kicked it right back to San Francisco. I'm like, what is the point what's the point of San Francisco trying to play trying to catch up when they're getting completely buried by the Buffalo Bills' defense? They might as well just surrender while they can, because there's no use. This is where they use I believe their timeout, if I'm not mistaken, or it was their second timeout. This is where they try to ice the quarterback. This is where then they went back into in the field, after they huddled a little bit, and Brock Purdy discussed with the team, including George Ketty Chips. This is where we got what's his name, Purdy. Then saw this is where he took it to Ron Jennings, with him to get some field goal range, to kick a field goal, because if they don't score any points, then that means they have to wait until the 3rd quarter, if they can ever stop the Buffalo Bills from scoring any more points. But that was very difficult of doing. This is where we saw what's their names San Francisco then brought the field goal team back. Excuse me. This is where we got this is where we got the kicker that's from the Michigan University or Michigan State tried to kick a 55-yard field goal. That's where he was just a yard short or inch short from getting the field goal. With the referee say, unfortunately, no good. And that's where it ended with San Francisco 3-20. San Francisco have 3, while Buffalo Bills have 21. With the overall score on the second quarter was 14-3, 14-0. Yeah, but that's where we got we saw some pretty cool games on the Sunday roundups, like with the Vikings making a humongous comeback against the Arizona Cardinals. Like, Arizona Cardinals, like the Vikings, like clinched their pass in the playoffs, and plus the Chargers defense were burying the Falcons, which the Falcons need to go quarterback shopping, I guess you could say, or whole team shopping, I guess, to re-improve the Atlanta Falcons and get their spark like they used to have, which I'm not sure what's the issue that they're having right now. But moving on, we got the halftime show, like with them rounding up the games. It's like with the I'll say with the likes of Chargers against the Falcons and what they named the Vikings against the Arizona Cardinals and other games that were pretty dominating, like and And Philadelphia beating Baltimore as well, which they get 10-2. Is where Detroit has the Chiefs record on the NFC side. Well, which we're going to be seeing. Like Buffalo is going to be similar to Philadelphia, but we're not going to get into that in just a moment. But who do you think is going to get number one on both the AFC and NFC side, and who most importantly going to be going to the Super Bowl this coming year? Like in this, this is where they showed what incident that happened between Michigan and Ohio State, with each one of their respective players gone at with one another, start fighting, which they had to be broken up by the teams. But they got into a huge fight to the point they both got fined $100,000 each. But surprisingly, they did not get suspended, which I was very shocked to hear this. I'm like, normally when there's some kind of a physical altercations and connecting blows, there will be some kind of suspension, even if it's 7 days. Like there's going to be some kind of suspended what they call it, penalty onto such unprofessional and childish and immature behavior. Not trying to take no shots or jabs and blows. I'm just saying in a general statement, on the rules of football, like college football and the NFL. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's move on to the next slide. This is where we got. This is where the next slide we got. Let's see. It was. And this is where I totally made a huge mistake. Like Buffalo did got the ball first on the first half, but the second half it was San Francisco with Deebo Samuel. Then they ran and passing the 40 right into the Buffalo's 48-yard line. I passed the 38-yard line. Actually, this is where we got what's the name? San Francisco was thinking like we're finally right into where we need to be. Brock Purdy thought that this was going to be a start of a comeback, which it looked like they had some time to do that. And Deebo Samuel then made a huge difference, but unfortunately, they did not follow through exactly what they should have done. But it's where we saw passed it to Mason, but he didn't really went anywhere. And actually, he got about 2 yards, where then they move on to the next play. That's where he passed it to by Jawan Jennings, number 15. This is where then they move on. Like if it's no huddle, this is where they just either got a play to do. This is where we got George Kittle chips. Then was in motion. Is where he passed it to Jordan Mason. Is where I don't think he really went anywhere on this play. This where I think if he did, it was like 3 yards, making it 2nd and 7. That's where then like break. Like is where then we got what's his name? Uh uh This is where we got Brock Purdy passed to Mason, but he was inside the 10. This is where it was 1st and goal. Hardly, of course, because this is their first time finally getting into the red zone. Maybe this is their first time getting a touchdown as well. Maybe this is where Von Miller was too impatient. This is where we got what's his name? That's where we got what's his name? Brock Purdy go for a snap, but this is where Von Miller thought he was going to snap it quickly, but it's where they try to push right through the lineman, but it's where it was a what's that called? Was it? I believe was a neutral zone infraction or what's it called? All sides penalty, whatever it was, or encroachment. That's what it was called. With them, they was cost about 5 yards on that penalty. Like with him, like trying to approach the quarterback before he can even snap the ball. That's where they got pushed further. San Francisco, they had opportunities, but they couldn't like follow through. Continued to consistently try to make a comeback. That's where they try to. That's where we saw who was it? Was it Debo Samuel that got the ball? Who was it that Brock Purdy passed it to? It was very quick. Like I hardly noticed. Like it was he passed it to. It was a huge Jew stack, whatever the fullback's name is. He dropped. He missed the. He stripped the ball by Buffalo, where they recovered it. It was Christian Benford. Yeah, it was Christian Benford that caught the ball, tried to go for a run. That's why he went to the 40, and then he passed the 50. It was like around the 49, 48, 47. But it's where it looked like it was a late loss. But it's where it ended up. Well, it was a punch out, like looking at the front of it to make it be exactly what it was, and that was a fumble. And yeah, they start right at I'd say right past the what's that called? Right past the San Francisco's 40-yard line is where then we got, or no, past it, or a little bit over the San Francisco's 40-yard line actually. But let's get into it. Like let's talk about. That's where we got, Josh Allen then passed it to James Cook, which he probably got like a gain of, I'll say, stop right to the 8. That's where, or what's that at San Francisco? No, they were at their own 47 or 48-yard line, I believe, like almost exactly at the 50, but they managed to pass 50. No, like they were at the 50, so I'll say they were probably at the 43-yard line. Actually, this is where it was for 2nd and 3, but because they only got a gain of 7 yards on the play. This is where then we got Josh Allen. Then was like, all right, like I have a better version of what play we did. Like you go to the right side, but this is where the defense then must have heard this. They knew that James Cook was going to get a first down, but he gets pushed right back. This is where we got the fullback was very ticked off on San Francisco, who wouldn't be when he was just a yard away from getting in the end zone. Is where George Kill's like, it's okay, we're gonna get the ball back, we're gonna score, which let's say they did, but that was probably not. But they weren't. But they didn't score enough to make a comeback. Was probably once, I should say, to say the least. But it's where we got the fullback that slams his helmet, which I kind of feel is pain. Like saying like how they could get stopped by Buffalo like that. Like it's just impossible. But that's where we got Josh Allen trying to throw it to the Mac Hollins, but this is where Mac. This is where you try to No, he tried to throw it to what was it? It was that's where they keep getting under pressure. That's where Matt Collins only got like 3 yards. This is where then they this is where they try to go for a punt, but this is where then It was like, no, this is where they were thinking about just going for what they call going for a fourth down, but it's like, no, like, we're not even passing enemy territory, so we just might as well kick it. This is where they kicked it wide all the way back to San Francisco's other side. This is where then we got, let's see, this is where we got Brock Purdy, then passed it to what's his name to Jennings. This is trying to do the Jamon Jennings, but he dropped the ball when one of the corner of Buffalo stopped him. This is where then we got what's his name then. Here's where we got Brock Purdy passed it to what's his name to Mason, but that's where then he gets stopped. This is where it was the no gainer as well. This is where it was 3rd and 10 now, like with an incomplete pass, like of a run. This is where we got Brock Purdy try to go for a throw. This is where it's 3rd and 10. This is where we got this is where this is where and though I believe George Kittle didn't for a catch, is where somewhere in Canada or California, where Bailey was located at. Like you could see her, Cook Sear was getting excited, like when her man just didn't catch the ball, but only for it to be dropped. And this is where she was very disappointed. I bet she was probably crying, just like back at WrestleMania 35, like 5 years ago when she lost the titles. Lost the titles to the Iconics, like when she was tag team champion with Sasha Banks, which is now known as Mercedes Moné, of course, over the other company. But that's a different story for a different day. But that's where we got who else? This is where we got they had no choice but to kick the ball, punting it back to Buffalo. This is where it was still 21-3, like the Chiefs versus Tennessee in that rhyme. So that's absolutely true. But yeah, this is where we got Josh Allen then. And where Josh Allen was group huddling with his offensive team. This is where he got one completion. This is where he was right in the middle of the 50-yard line. Like I believe he did it was at the 45-yard line, probably over a 20-yard reception, which it was a two for one first down deal, I guess you could say. This is where we got. Where's where do we got? What's his name? Josh Allen passing it to who was it? James Cook. Yeah. What's it James Cook? Yeah, James Cook. He got like a gain of like 11 or 12. This is where. This is where do we got? This is where do we got? What's it? This is where we got Josh Allen passing it to James Cook. This is where he didn't, or no, it was Davis. There was the other running back. Davis is where he only got like a couple yards roughly. This is where then it was. Thank you. This is where we got Josh Allen to try to pass it to. Who was it? It was. Curtis Samuel, yeah, this is where then got stopped by Brown, the corner, like which he was right at the 35-yard line. Is where it was, it was 3rd and 2, which he only got a gain of probably 7 yards, if I'm mistaken. Is where Josh Allen fake passed to James Cook. This is where he knew he got sacked, but he knew who to throw. But it's what. It was Malik Mustafa that came in and blocked the ball, just bagged out flying and saving the day. At number 3, maybe should have intercepted it though. But it was 4th and 2. This is where they were like, we could do this. This is where they have a good reputation of 4th down conversions, which I don't really want to talk about it because let's just say like one of those games was against the Chiefs, and that's probably the reason why I'm not so enthusiastic because it was like it's the Buffalo Bills. I'm not really sure of a fan of them right now. Like they're definitely on my doghouse list, like for now. But this is where we got a timeout, like for Buffalo, like with them was getting they were totally like I'll say what's the perfect term to use? They were really struggling right now because they don't want to continue the of more mistakes happening like into their next drive because it's the 4th down. If they don't get it, then San Francisco will easily could make a comeback here. But it's where they were successful. It's where the what's his name, the Shakir. This is where he got the first down. That's where he tried to run to the end zone, which he got at the 8-yard line of first and goal. This is where then we got he got a very. This is where we got Josh Allen to pull. I'm not sure if he pulled like a Mahomes or a Marcus Mariota play. Yeah. It was. Yeah.
Can you find one?
A diaper.
No, not a diaper.
Oh, pull up.
No.
What?
A bag.
Find a bag? Why don't you just say so? Say, I need a bag. Like
it's right there.
Yeah. Just the mommy, Birdie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But anyways, Assassinators is where we got Josh Allen passed it. It was a pretty cool play, even though they're on the dog list on the SNA, the doghouse list of SNA. This is where he threw it to Amari Cooper. But this is where he threw it right back at him because we got tackled by the San Francisco defense, and he ran it in there, which looked like Marcus Mariota when he tried to throw it in the end zone to a receiver, but the Chiefs corner defense at the time batted it down, and he caught it right back, and then he got it in the end zone, when this was like 2017, 2018 season. This is what Josh Allen pretty much did onto this play. It was a touchdown, which they got another touchdown. Like before it was the end of third quarter, it was 28-3. Like boom! I guess where he caught the ball. I think it was more like a play what Mahomes would do, like when he tried to throw it to someone like Kelsey, and Kelsey threw it right back to Mahomes and run it in. But they say he's the fourth. But they said he's the fourth ever quarterback to ever do that overall. And we're him not getting no reception yards, but more likely getting just getting a touchdown. What's it called? A touchdown passing reception, more not reception. I would say touchdown passing, a passing touchdown rather than a yarding, a reception touchdown. I should say, because since that was like a flea flicker rather than a forward pass. So But it's where they were making their shots of being still remain in second place and their chances of being number one and winning the AFC East Championship for the fifth straight time, more and more possible, because this is like a guaranteed regarding I'll say win right here, with them beating them only by I would say only beating them by how many points, 25, 25 points. But it's where them. But moving on is where we got. Let's see. That's where then the commentators will stop talking about it, like with Amari Cooper catching the ball and flea flickering right back to Josh Allen when he did a Superman right into the plane, crossing the plane before he went out of bounds. And once you get that hand and the ball across the plane, that counts a touchdown, no matter if your whole body went to out of bounds after that, it's still a touchdown. But it's where we got Mason and try to go for a run, but still struggling from gaining more yardage. And he didn't went nowhere. That's where we got Brock Purdy. Then the go first snap. This is where then he Neil got sacked, but he ends up throwing it to somebody. It was to Ricky Pearsall. This is where he falls down, though. This is where referee didn't throw no flags because they saw that the Buffalo did not push him down to the ground. So it was a freak accident. It was 3rd and 10. This is where Brock Purdy tried to go for it again. This is where he passed to Deebo Samuel, but this is where he didn't get a chance of getting more yardage. This is where it was 4th and 5 now. This is where we got. This is where he passed it to what's his name, to Jawan Jennings. This is where he got a long yards for a first down. This is where he was right at near the 20. I'll say actually at the he was at the I'll say 28 if I'm mistaken. Yeah, this is where he didn't. And then we got who was it in the motion? It was who was it? It was the number 14 receiver. I just said his name, but that's where he was in motion. Is where he passed it to Mason. This is where he only got I'll say maybe about 2 yards on the play. This is where That's the 28, 18-yard line. They're in the 18-yard line. Is where they got you only got like or 17-yard line. There's 2 yards, so 15. That's where we got. That's where we got. Yeah, Jordan. Here's where we got. This is where we got Jordan. What? No, no, it was Isaac. It was Isaac Girindo. Yeah, it was Isaac Girindo. This where it was now like 10 and 28. Like still 18-point game. Like it. Like they just like this is where they roughly got a touchdown, and yeah, like not so much better for the 49ers, but still like I guess a little less embarrassing, I guess you could say. But this is where we got this is where we got Josh Allen then snapped the ball. He was like, all right, 131. I said, Hike is where he passed it to James Cook. He tried to go to the right side, but it's where we got San Francisco looked like he knew his move already, like just by studying him. This where it was like how they knew exactly what we were doing, like somebody told them, but they already knew without anybody telling them. It's where I was thinking a little bit after this. That's where then we got Josh Allen was mocking the numbers by saying 211. I was like, real classy, like Joshua, real classy. And that's where they try to pass it to who was it? It was they already passed it to who was it? It was what number he was. I believe it was there. I think it was what's his name? It was James Cook. We got a gain of 4 yards. Is where he was third and six right now. It's third and six. Is where then he go for another snap. Is where he try to go for a throw. He ends up throwing it to who was it? To Shakir, but he dropped the ball. This is where it was fourth and six now. They had no choice but to go for it. Oh no, Shakir caught the ball, but he just slipped and fell and he actually tripped, and it was fourth and two. This is where we got uh, Sam Martin punted and kicked the ball. This is where we got what's his name? Here we got Jacob Cowan. Jacob Cowan got a run like for a few. To go try to get another chance of scoring again. Like at least there could be just like at least like a couple of touchdowns behind, but they're still like losing by 3 touchdowns actually. But let's get into the next slide is where we got here's where, here's where we got what's his name Henry Cowington was in motion. That's where he tried to throw it to somebody, but did I know because the ball just somehow just jumbled out of his hands and it just juggled. And what's that called? Like it's float right out of his hands into a fumble, which it was recovered by the defense onto Buffalo. Who was it that got the ball? It was who was it? It was number 50. It was who was it? It was number 50. But they said it was a complete pass. But Brock Purdy's I get he didn't even have a chance to throw it, so it was a fumble. That's where then he was in his head of shame and he was like, "Oh, come on!" This is where he was totally embarrassed. It was Greg Russo. Yeah, that's who it was. Greg Russo that was on the ball. He received the ball for the offense of Buffalo so they could get another chance of scoring. This is where they end up doing so. Before this play is where when San Francisco got the ball, is where the game ended with I mean, they're not the game. The quarter ended. The third quarter ended. And why I even say game? Like, not the whole game, at least not just yet. But yeah, it ended like with the San Francisco 10 and Buffalo 28, with them only getting 7 points each apiece. Like, with each getting a touchdown, of course. But this is where we got Josh Allen going for a pass on to James Cook, but this is where he only got like a gain of 1. This is where we got. Well, that's where next off we got this is where we got what's his name? Got Amari Cooper in motion. This is where Josh Allen snaps the ball, catches it. That's where it goes for a team who's gonna throw it to. That's where I thought what's his name? It was what's his name? It was Dawson Knox. Yeah, Dawson Knox that caught the ball. Tight end number 88 at the 7 is where they were on their way of scoring one more touchdown before they called it quits. That's where and then he passed it to James Cook, but this is where he gets pushed right back. This is where it was second and goal. Like this is where we got. This is where Josh Allen to try to go for a run. This is where he ends up juking everybody in the defense like he did to the Chiefs, which I regret mentioning right now. And he got a touchdown. Man, he just mocks me when he does this. Like, and if I ever see him, I'm just gonna pile driver him like Kevin Owens did to Randy Orton right now. I'm just gonna tell you like straight up. Like before y'all start calling 911 and whatnot, like I'm just saying, like, bro, let's hope we don't see Josh Allen anytime soon. But you know how I get. Like they call me the assassin for a reason. But I'm just gonna keep my comments and my feelings to myself for the rest of the video. But I'm just saying, like, I just cannot see his face right now. That's why I'm not so enthusiastic. Much more than what's his name, Joe Barrow is. Joe Barrow, because like Cincinnati looks like they're not going to be going to the playoffs, let alone the Super Bowl, or ever will be winning the Super Bowl trophy. Let's hope it stays that way. But yeah. But I'm just gonna just let this slide for now because they're playing against San Francisco, not the Chiefs. But it kind of gave me some flashbacks and PTSD. Like, so yeah, I'm just not a fan of this. So I'm just gonna move on to say this was the last touchdown. This is where it was 35-10. This is where we got San Francisco trying to make a comeback, but yeah, it was no use for them. This is where once they got the ball. This is where we saw Debo Samuel try to run the ball into what they call try to run into a kick return, man. You get the ball stripped right off it. This is where we got someone from San Francisco trying to jump right on top of it. With Buffalo ends up catching the ball. This is where they throw a flag, but this is where it was not really a penalty rather than just making a clarification that it's Buffalo's ball. I'm like, oh, brother, like, yeah, they're definitely not going to be making a comeback. Even if they did make a touchdown or two, like after Buffalo made that touchdown, there'll probably be no chance because they have to worry about an extra touchdown or two, unless they can do it all like in a few minutes. Like that's only if both the defense and offense start stepping in and start scoring. But this is where we got, yeah. But this is where we got, what's that? This is where you saw, this is where we saw Buffalo. Then this is where Buffalo then try to score another touchdown. Like, but this is where they got, I believe, a first down or something like that. But it ends up getting called back like with a holding penalty, which was a 10-yard penalty of 1st and 20. This is where we got Davis then try to run it in. But he only got like a gain of, I'll say, a gain of 8, if I'm mistaken. He got a gain of 8. This is where we got, what's his name? Josh Allen then trying to pass it to what's it, Davis again? This is where then he went anywhere. This is where there was a flag on the play. This is where they saw the referee then was like, no, like there's no call. And I was like, what's the flubbing point? Like, why didn't you say that in the first play? But this is where we got Buffalo to call another timeout. This is where we got they show Charvarius Ward like into the field, like because like he's having trouble of trying to stop what's the name? Collins, like into the right side, like most of the time. Here's where Josh Allen to try to go for another run, but here's where he ends up getting sacked by number 94. Who was it? Who was the number 94 guy? It was but that's where Charvarius Ward then got taken out. This is where we got a field goal. That's where they got. That's where they try to kick it, but this where it went way too much into the left side. It was no good. And I was like, yeah, maybe it's for the best to keep it this way. Like it's already enough. They're leading by like 4 touchdowns to be straight. Like, but this is where they managed to kick it right back to San Francisco. This is where Sanford they try to go running the ball, but this is where it'll get pushed back and got a loss of 3. This is where this is where they tried to go for it again, but they ended up losing like a yard, an extra yard, making it 3rd and 14. This is where then we got snap. This is where we saw like one of the linemen like did a what they call a false start, but this is where it ended up the referee did not see it. This is where then they let it slide. This is where like this is where we got Brock Purdy throwing it to who was it? Was it Debo Samuel? But he didn't really got in contact with us where it was 4th down. They had no choice but to punt it, or else Buffalo probably would stop them, and then like they'll be starting right that side. This is where we got. This is where we got. You got the return man. Then this where then This is where Codrinson like they ran like a long punt return touchdown, trying to seal the deal, but it ended up being pushed back because it was a holding penalty on Buffalo. Like so, it was going back. It was still 35-10. That's where we got those fans. That's where those Flintstones had those blue hats with the horns, which I don't understand what exactly that even means, but that's where we got. But this is where we saw like they were right back where they were with 10-yard penalty. This is where he passed it to what's his name to Johnson, if I'm mistaken. But that's where we got no, it was this is where we saw like Josh Allen got pulled out like to put in Mitchell Trubisky in the game. This is where he goes for a fake pass to what's his name to Johnson. This is where then he goes for a throw to Davis, I believe. Yeah, that's what it was that Mitchell Trubisky threw it to. And I was like, man, where the hell did we saw Mitchell Trubisky for? It was last time I saw him, he was the backup quarterback for Pittsburgh. Yeah.
While I was on the couch doing this, I did a backflip like this.
You did a backflip like those gymnastic guys?
Like Mika.
Like Mika?
She does backflips.
Oh, yeah.
I just already did a backflip.
Oh, really? That's very awesome.
And that was so cool.
That was very cool, wasn't it? I bet it was very awesome you did it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's where we got
That's awesome.
that's where we got Trubisky then that's where then he was started down. Is where we got the former Bears and Steelers. Then was regrouped. That's where they pulled a couple of guys in the offense and replaced them with the other strings players. Is where we got Mitchell Trubisky, passed it to who was it? It was on to Davis. Is where he got a first down. Is where he just keep running all over them. This is where they end up getting second down though. They get stopped. This is where we got Mitchell Trubisky passing it to Davis again, trying to just seal San Francisco's fate. This is where and there was like 2:50 to go with them got a couple of plays to go. This is where they try to go for it again. After this play, they're just gonna end up just going for a first down. They gonna get it, but this is where they end up getting it. They got couple of more. Mr. Davis is where they end up kneeling the ball. That's where Mitchell Trubisky started kneeling the ball. That's where it was like less than 2 minutes left. Like with them just kneeing the ball. That's where This is where, yeah, that's how the Buffalo Bills versus San Francisco 49ers went. Not the best, like from all my other games, like as of late, like reviews that I made. Like as you can tell with the look on my face, like it's something just like another week, another game to talk about on my podcast. That's probably the fun thing about it, me talking about it on here. But hopefully it gets more fun next week when my boys, them Chiefs, be taking on the Los Angeles Chargers, this time in Arrowhead Stadium, because the last time I checked, the last time they played against them, they were in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium. But I hope we see the Chiefs play. Hopefully they dominate them once yet again, and they win in their own stadium at Arrowhead, which I think they will. They're gonna be 12-1, and that is gonna be like with the Chargers are 8-4, while the Chiefs are 11-1, but Buffalo got 10-2, like Philadelphia, while San Francisco suffered their next loss, which is which they're now 5-7 of the season. Yeah, and even if they do like exactly they're pretty much like a Miami kind of situation. Like they're exactly like the Miami Dolphins. Even if they do win their next 5 straight games, I don't think they're gonna be making it into the playoffs. Just saying, yeah. I just cannot see them, just making it into there, because they just completely they got dominated, including to my boys, them Chiefs. Like they literally just squashed them as well. But let me know down in the comment section right down below about this. And do you think that they're going to be much better next season like they were last season? Yeah, let me know as well. But, yeah, they're definitely probably not going to be going to playoffs. I'm sorry to tell. I'd hate to break it to you all 49ers fans that's out there, including $1 Million Bailey. Like, her team was not going to be winning the Super Bowl anytime soon. Just remember the days when Joe Montana was the quarterback, back when the last time they went to the Super Bowl, when they got back-to-back Super Bowl rings from him. But yeah, now they're trying to go back to the chalkboard, or the old drawing board to see what they went wrong, and then try to use it for the better advantage. Onto that note, hopefully they do so. Like hopefully they at least get like 9-8 or 10-7 on the rest of the season. But I just can't see them getting a playoff spot. That's a sad thing. And the game was pretty decent. We all figured it was going to be Buffalo, and I was already prepared to get my blue out. And I'm giving this game 4 out of 5 stars of a rating. And what was your thoughts on this game? Like, let me know in the comment section right down below, and tell me if I'm being a little bit too in the negative side, or I have every right to be rights to not really feeling this, given this is not none of these teams are my favorite teams, because that's the Chiefs. That's my team. My favorite team, probably since I'll say, I don't know, since I knew about them, I'd say, But I was always wanted them to I wanted them to go to the Super Bowl ever since Alex Smith probably got to the Chiefs, right after he left the San Francisco 49ers. I guess it was back in 2013. That's when I very first wanted them to go to the Super Bowl, which I kind of got my wish in 2019 to 2020, and with Patrick Mahomes, when he got here, which was definitely confident that he's definitely taking the Chiefs to the Super Bowl, because there's something different about him. But he'll be a much more better version of Tom Brady, if you ask me. But some of y'all probably will argue that Tom Brady is the GOAT. But maybe just give him about another few years, we could see him do those same numbers. But well, that was the end, and let me know in the comment section right down below what your thoughts onto that. Please leave a comment, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the video, and hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for more SNA content videos. And please make sure to check out both my Monday Night Raw video and my Monday Night Football review video as well, which is going to be the post-show Raw. The only thing I'm going to be talking about is probably the tournament for the Women's Intercontinental Championship and some couple other elements. I totally forgot what could be the matches of the night, but we're going to have to wait and see tomorrow on the post-show edition of Monday Night Raw. And also make sure to check out Monday Night Football, which will be the Cleveland Browns against the Denver Broncos. Battle of the Orange Colors, I guess you could say. And I'll say, like, and whoever wins that game, I'm gonna be wearing orange for the review video. So make sure to expect that on to the next podcast video. And I guess that'll be it for now. I hope you assassinators are having a wonderful Sunday night, and I'll see you all in the next video with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care and have a superific awesome night, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Probably same time, but maybe less. But yeah, stay good to yourself, and don't doubt that how great you are. You just need to believe in that, and have somebody to keep reminding you and inspiring uh, what's that called and supporting you. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to say like somebody you need somebody to guide you and help you, to show you, and to and like and yeah, tell you that, and to what they call and cheer for you on your side, and inspire and be inspired by those words as well. But yeah, I hope you for the best, and I'll see you guys soon.